Yo, good morning, gamers. Today we're going to play again. Ayakashi Akashi this last time we just had the Falcon Dream and whatnot. The entire school had it. The entire, excuse me, the entire classroom had it. Right now we're going to continue now the series I actually had said. Let's go! As I thought, the students all seem to believe this event was a dream. With that of a classmate, the reversal of time, sure they both sound like dreams. So what'll have you a certain thing from us? We just had the same math stream after all, something like that, right? No, I'm certain this is the work of an Ayakashi. Ayakashi? How occult? Hold on now, I can't just throw out that word casually and expect us to understand. From now, just listen to me. Let me ask you all. What do you think happens to people when they die? Who would know without dying first? Go to the good place. Heaven, right? There exists the world of gods, the world of spirits, the world of the dead, the physical world, and hell. It exists in the physical world. Okay, so now you can stop there. I'm guessing it'd be a long one. There are very many theories about the afterlife, but people generally believe that the soul leaves the body, and the soul goes to some other world. To put it simply, that world and this world can be taught upon opposing shores. You guys must be pretty serious to be thinking about the afterlife while you're still living. That is a once-in-a-lifetime event, after all. Lonely to know things that are hard to know might just be human nature. However, there are exceptional cases where souls can reach the other shore. But it's not as if you go there immediately once you die. Souls with strong feelings toward this world will stubbornly refuse to cross over. Like Jibakure, the earthbound spirit. Jibakure, not this guy. If only the soul wanders the world of the living, then that's what it is, yes. But on rare occasion, it may cling to its body and become a living corpse. Sounds like what they call a zombie. You're not necessarily wrong. Simply put, since their body is dead, it won't mature anymore. To break it down into even simpler terms, they're ghosts that anyone can see. But if the process is quick enough, shouldn't it be treated like a miraculous survival? Wouldn't it be possible for them to just return to living as normal then? To jump ahead a bit, yes, it would. And more troublesome yet, souls that dwell here too long begin to grow mad and lose control of themselves. Oh, nice. At the root of their desire to remain in this world lies an attachment to life. When a soul loses control, that attachment grows stronger and it attacks the living. Oh, that's not great. That's not solid. So it becomes even more out of control. Right. That's why people like us send them to the other side. We call the deceased who seek to share the blessings of the living Ayakashi. And we are descenders. So we call ourselves. Ever heard the term? Something about a lineage of diviners forming a succession? I haven't, but we had a teacher teach. Well, it wasn't always said to be a successor, but then my older sister died. Oh, okay, now we're into it. I inherited the duty from her after quitting my old job and becoming the teacher I am now. So you're saying this affair wasn't a dream but an Ayakashi's doing? That's what I think, yes. It doesn't feel very realistic, it's too outrageous to keep up with. Sure, but if you look around, unrealistic things are happening. It's more believable to me that it was a nightmare we all had together. So Yoi-chan, whose fault are you saying it is? That, I don't know yet. Judging from the fact that the effects have only been to this class. All I can say now is there's a possibility that they're here in your class, holy shit. There's an Ayakashi with me now? I'd love to speak with them. So won't they slice you up? If this were a manga or a game that I'm actually experiencing right now, it'd be like you'd notice someone had a special aura or you'd use some sixth sense. But you can tell Mr. Yoinara? As I said, what wasn't originally meant to be a successor. Maybe my sister could have done that, but I can't. I wonder what'll happen tomorrow. Probably I'm gonna die again, right? We just need to protect Rokura. It's currently unclear what circumstances led to Rokura being attacked, though. Is there any way you could assist Mr. Yoinara? I'll help out too. And Mino! Alright, how about you gather up books on yokai? Yokai, actually. Is there referred to Ayakashi too? Is there a meaning to that? The beings we call Ayakashi have existed for a long time, okay? We use Ayakashi in a specific way now, but the word power predates that. And thinking we'll look for creatures whose natures match our current phenomenon, then go from there. I would have thought you'd be more knowledgeable since that's your line of work. The previous job was totally unrelated to all this as well. I never believed that much in anything related to the occult, so I lacked the knowledge. It doesn't know a lot. I do know more than the average person. But it's not all started in my head, like I'm a walking dictionary, I'm afraid. However, I may be of service in finding the proper literature. Let's go to the library then. Are you sure? Aren't we having class? The principal's pretty lax. We'll manage. You're so graceless, Yoi-chan. Ashina still doesn't seem to have digested the situation. It's okay. Oh my god. Just take us to this part. Oh my god, let me just save goddamn first. Jesus Christ. 1R. Oh man, did I save already? Oh my god. By the way, Jesus Christ, this game. Would you just please let the save items load and roster and options? Just let that thing there, Jesus Christ. Let me just fucking progress by myself, game. I mean, that's just my opinion for this game. I mean, it's a visual novel, so just let this one in. I just want to build the thing. Okay. I'm gonna go. Okay, I want to know this one. Okay, so Kashima Kibono. So this is the student. I mean, the student president in the classroom. Yusei Junior High School. Kashima Kibono. Yuki Tashira. Okay. Oh, I like their card in the student ID. It's kind of like really a card. To be honest, we just graded it. Oh, yeah. This one musical. Also, okay. Kind of aggressive, but honest at heart. Always sleepy, often sleeps during class. Average but a higher average, is a nice kid. Okay, Karata. Tina decided confirms. Oh, this is the no, right. Nice to me has a very good personality, the one with like the richer. Oh, the one with the occult Sasana Kana. Occult fanatic sometimes talk too fast to follow. Naki, opting outward. Oh, this is the showbiz school. Naki Kokoriko. Kokoriko, this one's like the right? Kokoriko, right? The Yakinotsukai, but good test course. Wait, Yashushibe. And having stands up and not poorly behave. We got the castle. Maybe a tad bit too be competent. And Mino Naraidate. Mystery of a mystery is mostly porous. Why? That's not great. Zero Manzaka. Hard to read his emotions, but he seems mature. Likes idols. I like you, dude. Gives rampantly to attend your concerts. Since the cause trouble requires special attention. Okay, Rokuro, you're not that good. Anyway, let me just save again for no real fucking reason. Okay, now we could. Okay, do we have anything to click on? Nope. We don't have nothing. Let's just go. We need to go search the library. Let's go then. Let's go! Let's see what's in the fucking library then, game. Climbing up some awful creaky steps, we arrived at the school library. It was a small little room filled with a large variety of books. There were history books, dictionaries, even somewhat dated manga and novels. Are there books in the Ayakashi? Allow me to answer as a library assistant. There are also books in that small storeroom over there, you see. And I believe we'll have better luck. Oh, it's been locked. Going back to the first floor to borrow the key from the staff room would be troublesome. Mino can open it. Won't open. If you need physical labor, it's my time to shine. No, hold on. You can put it open. If you break the door, we'll be in trouble for sure. Then, how about lock picking? Ah, such a thrilling notion. I cannot perform it myself, however. I bet Rokuro could, right? Hey, now, what kind of life leads somebody to learn lock picking? No, I can't do it. I totally got the personality of someone who could. Considering the full extent of my life, not just what I'm like. Eh? I can't do it, you think? Really? That's a surprising skill. Surprising is an understatement. I couldn't have imagined it for a millisecond. I was in a show once where the director was looking for realism. Can't be practiced over and over until I could just do it. It was a while ago, though. I can't be certain. Lock picking. That needs a wire. Mina has fun in her treasure collection. Whoa, amazing. Is that an extra dimensional pocket? Treasure? You sure it's not garbage? You probably shouldn't say that with an earshot of Minnow. Well then, oh, hold on. Mr. Yoinara, will picking the lock get us in trouble? It's fine in my book. That's good. Well then, I'll give it a shot. With that, Naki turned to the storeroom door and began to work. Just as I found myself thinking, what middle schooler can pick a lock? There was a small, echoing click. And with a twist of the knob, the door opened with a slightly unpleasant cracking, creaking sound. A few of the students watching raised their voices in admiration. Anyway, let me just drink first. Oh, thank God. Whoa, it really opened. Is there even a point in security measures? In this case, I believe Sir Nagi's skills should be applauded. I don't think it's a very commendable skill. Well then, now we can scrape together some books. Let's give you a moment. Perky, Ishi, Sesena? Entering the storeroom with a personal shout, Sesena started pulling books off the shelves at a rapid pace. I hold some books too. I'm a library assistant myself, but the duties always bolster her since I'm not around. Let's see who helps you. He's super strong. Leave it to me. Sir Rokuro, won't you assist? Well, we gotta give the right job to the right guy, yeah? I'll go ahead and check these books for info in Ayakashi. I'm the first victim after all. That's more efficient, right? Quite a convincing excuse coming from you, Sir Rokuro. Thanks for the compliment, Sasani-chan. I'm not really one for reading. I guess I'll help carry. If Iya carries, Mina will carry too! If that's what you girls are doing, I'll handle searching, I guess. We will search as well then. That's more my style. The students went dividing up duties. Ultimately, the book carrying group and the material searching group were of exactly even size. So, how should we look this up? For now, we'll make our judgments based on Rokuro's close-up death and predicament. You might not want to remember it, but if we could give it a little more detail. I went home without making any stops like usual and sat at home like usual too. At least, I'm pretty sure I did. Then suddenly, something standing in front of me. Next thing I know, I'm in the 2-1 classroom. And even though I changed clothes at home, I was wearing my uniform. But before I could grasp at the situation, someone gouged me hard enough to make entrails fly. Yeah, basically instant death. Oh, that's creepy. You're really something, kid. Mr. Yoinara, I gotta use the bathroom. Go ahead. Okay, Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I had to shut up like a rocket before I could even finish speaking. Well, sure. To call that an extreme description is an understatement. Are you even able to recall what happened so clearly? Well, it was a mystery to me too, what happens to people when they die. But then I experienced it. First my soul left my body, it was looking at me. I knew that experience. Or something like it, I suppose. Is that near that if he actually passed away though? It was a dream, but all the stuff I sensed wasn't very dreamy. It didn't hurt? Maybe since they went so hard, all my senses died before I could even understand the pain. My ears were ringing the whole time. I couldn't understand anything except that, oh, I'm dying. Do you not recall who did you in? I remember, but I can't say it here. Why so unwilling? There's a circumstance that says so, Chan. Now is not the time. It's amazing you can remember that much. I'm like, what are you just dreaming about all the time myself? So anyway, that Ayakashi. It's attempt to kill me failed, obviously. Because they messed with the omniscient, omnipotent and sage Rokugo-chan. What an exaggerated skill. That's the part where you're supposed to laugh, Yuki-chan. We're talking about serious things here. If we keep talking serious stuff, won't everybody end up like Haito-chan? But then, in what way will this guide us to our Ayakashi? The surprise? The surprise from what we just heard, capable of kidnapping people and capable of tearing up bodies. So we need only search for an Ayakashi that possesses just two qualities? No, I wanted you to be thinking of them separately. Very rarely, there are Ayakashi that have incredible power, but in practice, overly powerful abilities tend to destroy their fragile bodies. Our presently dead amateur Ayakashi would be blown to smithereens. Calling an Ayakashi an amateur is strange in a lot of ways. The smart ones are apparently able to conceal themselves in our world without anything noticing their unmaturing body. However, most are noticed by the people around them when they come talk to us, so it's possible not much time has passed since they died. Actually, why would die and being revived giving them some mysterious powers anyway? I heard that the hidden power of the soul caused by their attachment to life was something or another. It isn't exactly a point that you should be so big on, is it? But if that's the case, that means there are two? At least. It's also a rare for Ayakashi to cooperate, it's not unheard of. Oh, so that's the Ayakashi, right? The ones that Yoinara, the two kids? Maybe. Could there be others, I wonder? Personally, I'm most curious about the reversal of time. But at the current stage, who knows if it was actually reversed or what? Since there's a possibility it was a prophetic dream or the like. I can't believe that was a dream. Kashima pounded the desk and shouted to interrupt everything we were saying. Whoa! What are you shouting for all of a sudden? I find it much harder to accept that what I built with them was just fiction. My happiness at being battered down after school the day before and how I looked after Yuki when she collapsed. The weight of Yuki's head on my legs and my thought of why did Rokugo have to die? The way you always treat me, you sure you didn't think serves him right? Of course not! Sure, Rokugo's not a good person, but he's not a bad person either. I heard a loud voice over here, what's... Whoa, what's wrong, Kashima-chan? Did Rokugo finally make you cry? Rokugo, you know good. No, it wasn't me, okay? Kashima, you've been quietly enjoying this the whole time. You didn't seem to have taken this incident the hardest out of everyone. I see. When you asked about it this morning, I said, all was just a dream and laughed it up. I'm sorry. Besides just Rokugo, I can't imagine there are any bad people in this class. Looking at everyone here as the class president, I can't think anything else. You're right, it's unbelievable that there'd be a villain among us. It's totally fine to have ideals. But in the end, you're just hoping, right? Now hold on, you didn't have to phrase it like that. Would you be okay if you died tomorrow, Iya-chan? You saw how I kick it. I didn't die because I wanted to die. Somebody did the deed. Feel free to go into a little more detail, until nobody can help but believe there's a killer among us. Rokugo, give it a break. It's just creepy Rokugo! His body went numb from Zero's shout, the likes of which I'd never heard before. Zero approached Rokugo and lifted him up a little roughly with one hand. I'll borrow this. I'll apologize in your place. Kashima, yeah, sorry. Why are you apologizing, Zero? Yeah, it's Roku who's saying all that mean junk. He just doesn't know how to use his words very well. Forgive him? You realize you're still agreeing with me that it's wishful thinking, right? You're some idiot yourself, Zero. Hashima-chan, Iya-chan. You shouldn't put much people in other people. No, no. I like Rokuro now. I think you'll live more comfortably that way. Oh. Still holding him with one hand. Zero permanently hit Rokuro in the back with the other, even though Rokuro is a bitch. Just like that, they vanish among the bookshelves. Whoa, I've never heard Zero shout like that. Hashima-chan, you okay? Yes, sorry. Thanks. I must admit Sir Rokuro's existence is a bit logic of it. It's good water. I must admit Sir Rokuro's existence has had a bit logic to it. For when humans interact with others, they hide that which is inconvenient to them. More importantly, we must quickly find our bearings regarding the Ayakashi. For our time is limited, isn't it, Mr. Yoinara? But teacher, is it okay to leave those two alone? Zero had a real stern look. It was kind of scary. Indeed, I am curious about those two, considering how Zero was acting. However, how Kashima and Iya feel after all that is also a concern. Like Tina says, if someone's going to die again tomorrow, we need to be quick in searching these materials. I don't know. I don't like this choice, dude. I mean, it doesn't even matter at all. Go ahead up to Zero and Rokuro. Over Kashima and Iya. Go, I don't know, okay. Just go with Zero and Rokuro. Because, you know, they're fighting each other again. I don't know. Let's just say Riku. Those two are a bit concerning. It may be a weird, needless worry, but Zero's strength still doesn't matter. I'll go take a look. Wait, give me the search through the books. Through the books we are! I headed for the shelves in the back to look for the beer. I found them standing side by side in a blind spot forming the bookshelves. Mr. Yoinara. I apologize for shouting so loudly here in the library. No, that's fine. I was trying to stop Rokuro myself. So, speaking of Rokuro. What? Were you worried Zero was gonna punch me or something? Wouldn't do a thing like that, Yui-chan. Didn't you know that? I thought it was a possibility, but he isn't behaving any different than usual. I was just worried about you, Rokuro. That's why I came over. Doesn't seem like you care. Nah. Rokuro says such things with ill intent, but it does properly think before he acts. Are you sticking up for him? Zero never lies, remember? Well, I'll get back to helping. So long. Hey, if we just go back now? It's no problem if I'm helping out Tasena-chan, right? We sure hang out with Rokuro often, and even go as far as covering for him. Please don't say it like that, Mr. Yoinara. In time to end with Rokuro, and I respect him as well. Can't imagine why. The thing is, when you get to know Rokuro, he does things like this which put everyone at a distance. So, Mr. Yoinara, I ask you to look kindly upon Rokuro. You might ask me to explain myself, but it's not the kind of person who can be easily explained. I won't give up on him. I'm not going to give up on the student, I'm sure he has his reasons. Mr. Yoinara, right, you treat Rokuro well for me. Okay, I better go now. I have to find some materials or else. Wait. Righty. Next time, loady. Man, I can't believe how many copies of the same book this place was. I mean, it's library at all. I mean, there was sometimes that the books are just boring. I mean, there are some books that are just fancy enough to read. Unreturned books were a frequent occurrence, as I'm told. Well, at any rate, this much should be plenty. Making multiple copies of everything with the expectation of them being stolen. Our principal is absurdly heavy-handed, huh? Excuse me. There's been a sharp decrease in that since I became a library assistant, however. Parentheses, relatively speaking, close parentheses. But you still need this many, huh? Well, how is progress looking? A bit troubled, I still haven't found anything. We've been looking for Ayakashi with while searching for something capable of abducting and capable of tearing people upright. I see. Should we help look to them? And again. Oh, how about this? Aobozu? There's also the Yamanba. Or how about the Tsuchigumo? Tengu? There's quite a few that could fit when it comes to abducting people. As for attacking people, Kamaitachi, but they heal the wound. Wolfman? Did those count as yokai? There's also Nekomata, I guess. Well, anything to narrow it down helps. Adding a link to the events of their life will make it easier to get to the sacrifices. Events of their life? Because Ayakashi have an abnormal amount of attachment to this world. You can expect their life provided a reason for that. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. For kids around your age, the most common thing would be familiar circumstances. In other words, wouldn't that be the kind of matter they wouldn't dare talk about? Let me append a bit about Ayakashi. Send an Ayakashi to the next world, you have to be made aware of their death. And Ayakashi extremely dislike becoming aware of how they died. Only makes sense, I suppose. I wouldn't say Ayakashi don't feel guilt, but their attachment to life beats out all other emotions. And Ayakashi confessing over their own accord will more or less never happen. And more troublesome is that sometimes even they're not aware they're an Ayakashi. Huh? That's something, dude. Meaning you have to expose them by force. In a case like this where no one notices what they are, but you do. Gosh, even when you're alive though, there's all kind of stuff you wouldn't want others knowing about. Yet, it's utter absurdity to say that we should hand over our lives for such a reason. Just because time was reversed once does not mean it will happen again tomorrow. In which case, someone's really gonna die. Holy shit, this game. Wait a minute. This episode is just me drinking a lot of water because my voice just can't withstand this talking, like a lot. I'm just getting really scary all of a sudden. So there's no guarantee someone will die tomorrow either. We have to do whatever possible to avoid the worst case scenario. But what do we do now? I'd like to go and check some different materials personally. Can Mino go to? No, I'm afraid I can't think of a good excuse to take my students outside. They can't just leave us either, right? We can manage something. If another teacher asks or whatever, we just need to give some excuse. I'd appreciate if we could, but we just gotta make a scarecrow that looks just like Mr. Yoinara. How that might be good, though we'll be found out if anyone looks too close. With a mop from the room closet, I believe we can make something convincing. True, if we dip it in a little ink, they should notice it's a map at a glance. The resemble will map that closely. Well then, I'll hurry out and get back to the classroom. Hurry, mash that! I keep a close eye on everyone. But the principal was walking around in the third floor earlier. It'll be trouble if he sees you and asks what's up. You're right. Maybe you should go during the break after this period. That does make sense. Getting caught could be really costly. It's only about 10 minutes late. 10 minutes left. I guess I'll wait. Okay. Thank God. That's a good sign, actually. It gave me a little bit of a breather with this game. It's just Ayakashi Akashi. So I'm gonna go end this one, okay, much for now. This really is actually something, this game. I really like playing this game, dude. I really like playing this game. For real, to be honest. As for now, I'm gonna go end this one, gamers. Like, subscribe, I love those shits. Comment notification bell. Thank you for watching and see you guys next time. Bye bye, Johnny Matane. Johnny Matane. Bye bye. Ayayata.